Shabbat Shalom. It's good to be here with you again. I know I say that every week, but I really mean it every week. Let's sing Shabbat in, okay? Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom. We'll light the candles to remind us to bring that light up, that special glow that we feel on Shabbat. Let's do it. Take in the light. You can take it in with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu L'chadlik ner shel Shabbat. Let's look at these candles and focus on them for a minute so that we can remember them during the week or whenever we have a dark time. If we can remember the glow of these candles of holiness. You know, we take time out on Shabbat to spend thinking about holiness and acting holy in the world. But holiness is really here in the world all the time. It's just we focus on it on Shabbat. But remembering how beautiful the candles are will help us remember during the week. So let's bring the angels in, acknowledge them that they're around us. The Uriel who guides us with light in front of us, Michael who's at our right hand to accompany us so we're not alone, Gabriel on our left hand to keep away things that are going to be harmful to us, and Raphael behind us to heal all the wounds. So let's sing them in. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu. we ask the angels to bring us peace and to bless us with peace. And don't you feel a little more peaceful knowing that you have these helpers surrounding us all the time? And of course, we always have Shekhinah above our heads, the holy presence. And if you want to make sure that, all you have to do is go outdoors and look at the sky and see how beautiful and wondrous it is. That's to remind you. So let's welcome the bride of Shabbat. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad yishmi'anu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shemahu echad L'shem al tiferet v'litchila Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Isn't it fun to dance, to waltz with the bride of Shabbat? Okay, because she's here, she can dance with everyone. Everybody can get a turn. So I want to read you this special psalm for Shabbat, and it talks about the tzaddikim. You know who the tzaddikim are? People who are trustworthy, people who are kind, people who will stand up for doing the right thing. That's who the tzaddikim are. So I'm going to read it to you. The righteous shall flourish like palm trees, grow tall like cedars in Lebanon, rooted in the courtyards of our God. They shall bear fruit. Still fruitful in old age, they remain ever fresh and green, proclaiming that Adonai is just, our rock in whom there is no wrong. And now we'll sing those same words. Tzadikata machar yifrach ke'erez bavanon yiskei shetulim b'vet Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvon b'seva deshenim v'rachananim yiyu lehagid ki yashar Adonai tzuri velo havlatabo. Well, this week in the Torah, we've rolled the scroll all the way back, I guess this way, all the way back to the beginning, the very beginning. And you know what happens at the very beginning? The creation of the whole everything, the whole universe. It starts this week, okay? It starts this week, and the words are so beautiful. I'll say them in Hebrew first and then in English. Breysheet bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz V'ha'aretz hayta tohu v'vohu v'choshech al panei tehom. When God was beginning to create the heavens and the earth, the earth was desolate. There was nothing there. Imagine being like on Mars or something. Or the moon, that's a better example. There's just nothing there. Tohu vavohu. And there was darkness over the face of, seems like there was water there. And there was darkness over the water, just nothing. And then it says, this great line, it says, V'ruach Elohim mirachefet al panei tehom. That the breath of God, the Spirit of God, which is in our breath, the breath is the thing that makes us keep being alive. So God's breath, God's Spirit fluttered or hovered over those dark waters. It was like, this is the moment before creation. Okay, it's fluttering over the waters, and like everything that we know in the whole world that we know ever happened hadn't happened yet. Okay, it's just in this very moment. And God said, let there be light. And boom, there was light. And that was the beginning. That was the beginning. And then it says, God saw the light and it was good. It was good. And God separated the light from the darkness. And this is the beginning of the whole universe. And that very breath that was hovering over the waters, that breath that God drew in and said, let there be light, that breath continues in you and me today, the breath that we're breathing. Because think about this. Everything that's alive, now I'm including plants and trees and animals and cats and dogs and people, everything that's alive could only come here through something else that's alive. And that first life came right from God. So our very breath is still part of God's breath. That's really something to think about, isn't it? I think that's enough to think about for a whole week. Okay, we'll leave it there. The beginning of the universe this week. A lot more happens this week. I mean, there's Adam and Eve and things like that, but we'll save the stories for next week. This week, just be amazed at the universe being created and God organizing everything. The light from the darkness, the waters from the earth, the waters above the earth, the rain from the seas that are on the earth. He starts organizing everything, putting it in place, creating the trees and the grasses and the animals. And the last thing, on the sixth day, God creates the human being. And on the seventh day, you know what he does on the seventh day? Shabbat. You know what Shabbat means? To cease. To cease from creating. And by the word creating, in Hebrew, that's a word you only use with God as the subject, because it means to make something out of nothing. The rest of us, we just form what's already here into something else. But God created the whole universe out of nothing. Whew. That's a lot to think about. Sing with me about peace, maybe the peacefulness that you get when you think about that, or when you look at an orchid. Say shalom bimromav, say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Say shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Say shalom, say shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imiru, and we say amen. Let's bring to mind people that we care about who are in need of healing. They could use a little boost from us because we're feeling so filled up and spiritually strong right now. Let's share some of that with people who are needing a little support. So think of them and say their names, and we'll sing our song for them. Mishe berach avotinu, mikor habracha limotinu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say amen. Mishe berach imotinu, mikor habracha lavotinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say amen. When we think of the whole of creation and we think of all the people that came before us way back, we especially want to remember the ones who gave us life or who supported us in our times of trouble and who aren't here anymore. We want them to know we remember them, and we want to say Kaddish for them. So think again of people you know who you want to remember, and we'll say Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam ul'almei almaya, yitbarach ve'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudasha barichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata ta'amiran be'alma ve'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei teval, and all who live on earth. Ve'imru amen. We wish shalom, peace, for all who live on earth. Amen. So it's a special day, Shabbat, and we to commemorate that, we have a special blessing over wine to bring a little extra joy with us for the day. Wine or grape juice. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagavim. L'chaim, l'chaim. And I don't have my piece of bread with me here today, but we'll make believe, okay, that this is a piece of bread. If you have a piece of bread, you can lift it up in the air and we'll say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Blessed is God who pulls forth sustenance from the earth. It's kind of amazing, isn't it? May you have a wonderful Shabbat meal, and I'll see you next week. All right? Okay. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, everyone.